Now, our next speaker will be Her Grace Krishnanandini. Krishnanandini Prabhu, she received her initiation in 1972 on Radhastami. So she has been a member of Hare Krishna movement since 1972. She is doing a wonderful service for the movement by educating our young householders how to be happy in their marriage life. So she's a counselor, teacher, and a mother for a movement. So we're very honored to have her today with us. So I'd like to call upon Mother Krishnanandini to come and enlighten us and share her realization and relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, everyone. First, I'd like to say all glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Sri Swami Prabupada, who has given me and all of us hope in this world. We wake up sometimes and we look out, and it wouldn't be much hope if there wasn't for Srila Prabhupada and his grand movement. When I was first became a devotee in 1971, I was just an ignorant person, and still today I'm really pretty ignorant. But because of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, my mother gave me that as a gift, and I read it, and it struck me in my heart that I was an eternal part of God, that God wanted me to be happy, that He wanted me to be eternally with Him and enjoy with Him, and that was a reality that could actually be achieved. I had grown up in a Christian family, and I'm still a Christian today, because that word means one who takes after Christ, and I hope to God that's what I'm doing. And Srila Prabhupada, for me, is the one who showed us how to do everything properly. There's a chanting tape where all of the devotees all around the world, we listen to our wonderful spiritual leader chant. And he's chanting, and he told us when you call God's names, you call those names as a child crying for their mother. You call those names like you really expect God to be there and to hear you. And you call those names giving God all of your attention, because He's the greatest and the grandest, and He can fulfill all desires. So Prabhupada gave us that example, how to call God's name with full attention. And yet, on this one tape where he's chanting, he stops and he says, sit properly. And he said, sit properly, because Prabhupada knew that if we wanted to get the benefit out of our service to God, it was better to do those things properly. To sit properly, to walk properly, to talk properly, to eat properly, to clean properly, to raise our children properly, to get in relationships properly. And Prabhupada gave us that science of how to do all that properly. I was with, in 1972, when I got initiated, it's a long story, and I actually got a chance to see Prabhupada. My mother was there, my stepfather, my brothers, and one of my children. And Prabhupada gave a darshan session with the teachers there. This was a new school, a Gurukula, and Prabhupada was instructing the teachers. And so my mother pushed me in the room. I was 19 or 20 years old, and she said, Krishnanandini, you go in that room. You've always wanted to be a teacher, so you go. And I was so shy and reserved, but my mother just pushed me on in that room. And I fell in there offering my obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. And he talked to the teachers. And of all the things that I remember that Prabhupada said, I mean, I don't remember anything except two things. Prabhupada told the teachers, don't hit the children with sticks, just show them the sticks. And he gave the example of two sticks. Don't hit the children, just show them. Let them be a little afraid. That was Prabhupada's compassion and his gentleness. And then he told me and all of us the secret key of how to raise children properly. He said that the most important thing that teachers needed to teach children was to love them. And that struck with me all of my life, that how to love the children so that we can give them a healthy, happy life. And those of you who know me, you know I have a lot of children. My husband, Tariq Salim Ziad there, we call him the transcendental Muslim. He and I have worked together to raise our children. But that instruction from Srila Prabupada, that in order to really help children, you have to love them. And then he told us how to love properly. He said that Krishna, God, is in the heart of each and every living being. He said that makes each and every living being very, very special and very extraordinary. And he said that because God is life personified, and he's love personified, and he's joy personified, that if we actually just prayerfully try to realize the life in the heart of everyone, which is God, and love that life, which is God, then we'll be able to love everybody. And we won't mistreat anyone, not even a tree, not even a bumblebee, because we will realize that we're all here together. And our common source, Prabhupada said, is Krishna. And just like I am a mother of many children, Krishna loves every single one of his children. Whether they're in an animal body or a human body or a plant body, he just loves them. That's what parents do. You just love your children. And therefore, when someone takes up the service, like His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, to spread the message of love of God, there is no one more dearer to the Lord. And Prabhupada is so effective. You know, I went to India last year, my husband and I've been to India before, but each time I'm just astonished that all these Russians and Africans and South Americans and people of every hue and culture are there endeavoring to love God and to become purified because of one person's love. History will record that this gentleman that walked in Butler, Pennsylvania for 1 month saved the world. History will record that. So, what is my relationship to Prabhupada? I'm begging for that relationship every day. Prabhupada wrote me in a letter one time, he said, "Now you are my initiated disciple." And of all the things that anybody ever told me, that one is the most important. Because that means that Prabhupada accepted me as his spiritual daughter, and he gave me responsibility. He gave me responsibility to try my best to take up his mission. So as I stand before you all in Butler, Pennsylvania, first time I'm here, and I'm so happy to be a part of this August assembly. I'm just trying to feel Prabhupada's vibe all when we were walking down the street. What was his vision? What was he thinking? Like he was thinking, I'm here for Krishna. I want people to be happy. I have the key. And he was begging the Lord, please let them accept the key. And by the grace of Krishna, all over the world, people are accepting the key. Chant the holy name of the Lord. Serve his servants, and eventually we all got to realize that everybody is a servant of Krishna. Not just people who call themselves Vaishnavas, not just people who say they're Christians. Every single living being is a servant of Krishna. And when we understand that, and we serve in that capacity, we will be part of this great gentleman's mission. We will be empowered, and we will be part of that process to help people be happy and peaceful. So I'm going to close now, and I want to say thank you to His Holiness Bhakti Marg Swami. You're so very inspirational, Maharaj. I want to say thank you to my husband, Tariq Prabhu, because we go around and we do workshops and seminars, and we do a lot of things together, and I'm so grateful for him. One time we were in Naperville, Illinois, and we had just done back-to-back all of these workshops and seminars and couple meetings. And my husband got up and he was moving a little slow, and we were supposed to do all these things, and I was like a little annoyed with him. And all of a sudden it came in my heart, I said, I wonder what my spiritual master, Srila Prabupada, thinks of Tariq. But I didn't say it in a nice way. I said it like, wonder what Prabupada thinks of Tariq, like that. And all of a sudden, just as soon as I had asked that question, I got the answer. And Prabhupada revealed to me that he thought that my husband was a gentleman and that he appreciated all of his service to this Hare Krishna movement. So where was my little annoyance? I felt like this. I said, Jai, all glories to Tariq Salim Ziad, the gentleman that my spiritual master put in my life. So thank you all very much. And let us all realize that Prabhupada is the spiritual master of the whole world, and everybody will benefit from the keys and the love that he gave. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishnanandani Prabhu, for your wonderful speech and sharing your realization with us today. We are very, very grateful.